Hello guys, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our Dart programming language course. I hope you all are fine. This is the third tutorial of our Dart programming language course. In our previous lecture, we learned about variables. Now, in this tutorial, we will learn what are the data types in Dart programming language. So first one is numbers. And integer, double and num are included in number data type. It represents numeric values. If we have a requirement to store any numeric values in our Dart program, then we can use int, double or num data types, right? There are three data types to store numeric values. Now let me explain in VS Code. As you know, a Dart program always starts with a main function, and inside curly braces we start our code, right? Our first data type is about numbers, and in numbers three data types are included: integer, double and num. So first of all we will see about integer. Int number 1, and we can assign any integer value. We can assign positive or negative, both values are included, but decimal values are not included in integer. Let me assign a value 50, right? Now let me declare a double variable, right? A variable with double data type, number 2. Its value will be 4.6 because double data type is about decimal numbers. We can assign decimal number to our number 2. Third one is num. As you know, we can assign both integer and double value to num, right? There is no restriction. Number 3, here we can assign any integer, right? Let me declare another variable. Number 4, we can assign 1.54, right? Here you can see the difference. Integer accept only integer values, right? Double is about decimal values, right? And num is about both. We can store integer as well as decimal numbers, right? This is the difference between all these three, right? I hope you see the difference between them, as you know what are the data types to storing numeric values, right? Next one is string. It represents a sequence of characters, right? We already seen in our previous tutorial, string is about to store any text. My str1, name it as my string1. This is a string to store any sentence or text, right? As we have already seen about string, right? I think there is no need to explain it more. It is used to store any text in our program, right? Next one is Boolean. As you know about the Boolean, Boolean is to store true or false, yes or no, 0 or 1, right? Is male, true, or you can declare another one, is on, false, right? Next one is list, right? This is very important. Let me explain it. Here we can declare a list by using list keyword, right? Here we need to mention its type. First of all, we will assign a type string, right? So this is a list of type string. Let me give a name mlist, right? Here, by using square brackets, we can assign values, right? Here, this is a list of strings, right? We can store multiple strings in our list, right? So first of all, let me assign values. Name1, name2, name3, right? This is a list of 3 strings, right? We can print this in print function mlist. Here you can see the result, name1, name2, name3. This is our whole list, right? We can also print any value from this list by using index. Let me explain about index. So indexing always start with 0, right? Here you can see inside square brackets, first one is name1, second is name2, third is name3, right? So first one will be of index 0, right? Here index is 0 because indexing starts with 0. This is index 1, this is index 2. So here we can print any value. Let me print first value. So here we can write 0, right? Index 0, it will print name 1. Here you can see name 1, right? If we want to print second one, then we can write here index 2, index 1, index 1. So it will print name 2. If we want to print last one, we can change index to 2. Now it will print name 3 here. So this is the functionality of list. We will see about list in details in our next lectures. So this was the list of type string, right? List of type string. It means we can only store string values. As you can see, all these are strings. We can add only strings in this list because its type is string. You can check it. Let me add 22. As you can see, it is showing error. The element type integer cannot be assigned to the list type string because type of this list is a string, right? We cannot assign an integer, right? If you want to store integer, then you can create a list of type integer. Here you can mention its type mlist2, and in square brackets you can assign. Here you can store only integer values: 22, 33, 44, 77, right? Now if you will print mlist2 with index 0, it will print 22. Here you can see result is 22. So in this way you can create list, right? The next data type is map, right? It is also very important. Let me show you what is map. Let me delete this, and here we will create map. Here in a map we need to mention 2 data types, right? I will explain it later. Let me complete the code. String my map, right? Here we can assign a value in curly braces, right? Now a map is about key value pairs, right? As we have seen in our list, we get a value by using index, right? Index starts with 0, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. But in a map there is no indexing. In a map there is a key value pair, right? every value has a key. We can get any value from map by using its key, right? Let me show you how. Here, first we write key. For example, key is name, and here we use colon. After colon, here we assign a value, Ahad Hashmi, right? This is first value. For second value, here again we will write a key. For example, we want to store gender. Here we will assign male, right? Third one, let me use phone. So value will be 333, right? Here, this is a map. Let me print my map. Here you can see the result. This is all about key value pair, right? For example, we want to print this value, right? We will use its key, right? Here is the key. Here we will use key instead of index. Name, right? If we will use name, it will print name. Here you can see it has printed. If we want to print our phone, now it will also print phone. Here you can see, right? So let me explain about type, right? Its type is string and string. It means here you can see at the left side all values are strings: name, gender, phone. These are strings. It means our key type is string, right? And this one is a value type, right? Here inside we can see values. First one value is string, second is string, and third one is also string, right? We cannot store a number. Let me use a number instead of string. Here number, right? You can see here it is showing error, right? The element type integer cannot be assigned to the map value type string because value type is string. We cannot assign integer to the string, right? If we want to use number inside a value, let me change this and create another map just to show about the type. Map of type string and integer. My map to curly braces. Inside curly braces, let me show percentage. Here we can write integer, right? We can use integer because we have set value type integer, right? Percentage will be 80, right? Marks will be for example 870, right? You can see because its type is integer, then we can store integer, right? Now we cannot store strings because its value is its type is integer. We cannot assign. Here you can see error because I have assigned integer. Element type string cannot be assigned to the map value type integer because map value type is integer. That is why we cannot assign string, right? I hope you got what is map, right? The next one is set, right? Let me show you what is set. Let me delete previous code. Set. We need to mention type same as we have mentioned in list, right? Here we need to mention string and name it as my set, right? It is same like list, but the difference is that we assign values in list by inside square brackets, but here we will use curly braces, and in curly braces we will store values same like list name1, name2, name3, right? So what is the difference between set and list? So difference is that in a set we cannot store duplicate values, right? Let me show you. For example, we have name3 and again we want to store same value, it will show error, right? Here you can see two elements in a set literal should not be equal. Change or remove the duplicate element. So you see the difference. We cannot store duplicate values in set, right? We can store only unique values, right? So this is a set. Let me print my set. Here you can see, right? So its type is string, that is why all the values are string. The next one is runes, right? It represents Unicode values of string, right? It only prints the Unicode value of the string. Let me show you how. For example, we have a string. This is the string, right? And we can print the rune name dot runes, right? It will show unicoded value. Here you can see it has printed the Unicode values of all the characters, right? Here you can see in our string there are four characters, right? Capital A, Unicode value of capital A is 65, right? Unicode value of H is 104, and small a, Unicode value of small a is 97, and at the last the Unicode value of D is 100, right? So this is runes. And last one is null, right? Null means nothing. Here let me declare null, name it as null, right? You can only assign null value to it, right? Null. Without null you cannot assign any value. This is null and we will print it my null, right? It means in simple words you can say nothing, right? It will be very useful in our next tutorials, right? When we will see about null safety. Now we will see some functionalities of our data types. Let me show you. First of all, here for example we have a double number 1 and its value is 10 point. Here you can see. Here let me print this number 1. Now if we want to round this number to 2 decimal places or 3 or 4, we can use a function toString as fixed, right? Here we can give our decimal places. For example, I gave 2, so it will only print 10.45, right? Let me show you. Here you can see we have rounded this number up to 2 decimal places. If we use here 1, it will show only 1 decimal places. Here you can see 10.5. And for example we use here 4, it will show up to 4 decimal places. Here you can see 4534. I hope you got this. The next one is multi-line string, right? As in our previous lecture we have seen about string. We can write string in double or single quotation. For example, there is a multi-line, right? In double quotation we can write our string, right? We can also print this one. Multi-line. Here you can see this is in only one line, single line, right? If we want our string in multiple line, here there is a method. Let me show you. We need to use 3 quotations. Let me show you. 3 quotations, and after that 3 quotations. Here inside these quotations, we can write our string. Here you can see multi-line strings, right? It starts with 3 quotations and also end with 3 quotations. Here now we can print this. So this is a multi-line string, right? Here you see, right? I hope you got it. The next one is special character in string. \n\t, right? Let me explain this. Let me declare a new string. Name Hashmi and print this name. So now, for example, I want to show this is my first name and this is last name. If I want to show my last name in next line, then I can use \n. Now run this. Here you can see \n means next line, so it has moved this last name to next line, right? Here you can see, right? Now we will see. Let me copy and paste. This is \n. Let me use name1. Let me use \t, right? And run this. Now you can see space between first name and last name. \t mean tab, right? It will give the space of tab, right? You can use it multiple times. Let me show you. \t, \t. It will give 4 tab space in first name and last name. Here you can see the space, right? So this is the functionality of \t and \n. Let me use \n. It will give the 3 line spaces between first name and last name. Here you can see, right? I hope you got this difference. Next one is type conversion. This is very important. For example, I have an integer int percentage and its value will be 60, right? And if I want to convert this integer into string, I can convert it easily. I will declare a variable string mystr. Now here I will choose a function percentage dot toString. There is a function dot toString, right? It will convert to string. It will convert my integer into string, right? It has converted successfully, right? Here I can see the data type mystr dot runtime data type. Here it will show data type. Here you can see its type is string, right? In this way we can convert our integer into string. Now if we have a string, for example string number 1, and in a string we have a number in quotation, right? In a string 50, right? This is a string, not the number, right? There is a string, right? Because this is in double quotations, and we want to convert this string into integer. We can convert it easily. Integer number 2. Here there is a function int dot parse, right? Here inside parse we will paste our number 1. So it will convert this 50 because this 50 is a string, right? It will convert this string into integer. Now if we print number 2, it will give a 50 value. Here you can see it is converted into integer. We can also check its type. Number 2 dot runtime type, it will show us integer. Here you can see it is showing the type integer, right? We can also do the same things with double, right? Let me show you. For example, there is a double value num1, and I want to convert this into a string. I can also convert string num2 num1 dot toString. There is a function toString. It converts into string, right? Now we can print num2. It will show 33.5, right? We can also check its type. Num2 dot runtime type, it will show string. Here you see, right? And we can also convert our string into double. There is a string num3, the same inside our quotations, because string always use quotations. 30.66, right? And we want to convert it into a double num4, right? We will use double dot parse. Here inside parse we will use num3. It will convert into double. Here we can print num4. It will also print 30.66. Here you can see, right? We can also check its type. Runtime type, it will print double. Here you can see. I hope you understand this. There is another important topic, var and dynamic, right? As in our previous tutorial we have seen about var, right? Var name Ahad Hashmi, right? Var age 22, right? So the same as var, there is another type, dynamic. We can do same thing with this, right? Dynamic age to 22, right? So we will see the difference between var and dynamic, right? In a var, if we assign a value, for example, first one, name, we assign a value to name, right? Then it automatically detect the type, right? And here you can see our editor, text editor, VS Code is showing its type, right? So then at the runtime we cannot change its type, right? Let me show you example. For example, I want to assign a number to this name variable 33. It will show error, right? Because a value of type integer cannot be assigned to a variable of type string, because when we assign a value, then it automatically assign a type, right? So its type is string. Then we cannot change its type at runtime, right? That is why it is showing error. But dynamic is a data type that allows us to change the type at runtime. Dynamic, let me change spelling error. Dynamic, right? Here, for example, here you can see name1. We have assigned a string to our name1 variable, and if I want to change its type, I can also assign name1. I can also assign an integer, right? You can see it is not showing any error because its type has been changed. Now if I print my name1 variable, it will show error. Here you can see it printed 555, right? And I can also check its type, runtime type. Here you can see its type is integer. So this is the difference between var and dynamic. Dynamic is a data type that allows us to change the types of any variable at runtime, right? But var does not allow this, right? Its type cannot be changed at runtime, right? I hope you got this. As you can see, we already see about runes and how to check runtime type. We already seen this, right? I hope you got everything about data types. If you have any question in your mind, you can ask in comments box, and if you want to give any suggestion, you can also write in comment box, right? Okay, good luck.